Hey everybody, welcome to Gio's Corner this week. I am so excited to have you guys here because there's one thing I need you guys to help me with, and this is where I'm gonna be aiming at, and that is before the whole craziness that occurred from the election in November. Around October, they were going to raise the price for anybody who was going to want to get their citizenship in the U.S. My wife currently was and is at the moment a permanent resident. So we decided to apply for a citizenship before the price went up. Now, this whole time that we've been married, which will be 7 years in March, I've always told her that there's many movies that she needs to watch that are American movies or movies that Americans all should watch. I did always overstate that she should be watching like American Pie, and everybody looks at me, especially like members of the church, because they're like, "Oh, that's very bad and very feisty movie." But the reason why I do that is because American Pie is honestly a cult classic, especially here in America, and it shows a lot that honestly goes through in high school. Shoot, I went through it. You have your group of friends, and especially the guys. Our goal for by prom or at prom or before high school is to get laid, and mainly just the brotherhood that comes from that, as well as the friends that you create throughout that. And so that's for me one a must see for a new American, right? Please list down what you guys think she should watch. I'll look through the list and see what she's already watched, because I have made her watch a lot of movies that I enjoy. But if you have any movie that you could recommend to her to watch, to say that, hey, to be an American, you gotta watch this, or at least watch something that could mean the what we believe in as what makes us American, right? And that would be great, because I just want to see what great lists I can get from this, and as well as I'll post this list on my blog, so that way other people can also follow through on that. The second thing is my wife and I just found a show called Alice in Borderland on Netflix. It is a Japanese movie. Obviously it is, you can dub it in English. I hate doing that. I hate dubbing because it just makes the movie always sound more ridiculous. So I always watch it in the language that it's in and just watch the subtitles. If you're not someone who likes subtitles, then forget this movie. But I still highly recommend it. We found this movie just because we're like, hey, let's just watch something together. And the first episode already had us hooked. And for anybody who doesn't know what it's about, you can see a preview on it on Netflix, but I'll give it to you. It's about three friends who, at the beginning of the show, they're just playing around, kind of just lollygagging in life, right? Like, there's two of them that are professionals, another one that isn't, and they meet up and then start playing games, and then all of a sudden, all of Tokyo, everybody, the whole populace, disappears. They need to, one, figure out what happened, and two, they get invited by force into a game of life or death. Kind of like escape room. So they have to choose quickly in the games and either solve the puzzles or the riddles or which door to go in first, and other obstacles that come in throughout the games. They have to choose it and they have to survive for it. If not, of course, they die. So they use a certain system. This system is based on the cards, like a deck of cards. So you have the spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds, right? And they have from 1, of course, to Jack, King, and Queen. Each number is a difficulty of level. If it's like an 8 in diamonds, it's a very difficult level in diamonds. So each one, spades, clubs, diamonds, or hearts, has a specific thing that they has to go through. It's just so interesting. Honestly, it's 8 episodes. That's it. 40 minutes each episode, but it keeps you on your toes. You're trying to figure out how they're gonna escape, how they're gonna do this. It reminded me a lot of the movie Maze Runner, right? Like, there had to be a way to get out, and every time they beat something, there was another thing that they had to go through. So I hope Netflix, because I have been reading on it, has a second season, because I was left in awe that I needed a second season, right? They left it with that possibility of having a second season, and if they do, that would be great. But I highly recommend it. Again, Alice in Borderland on Netflix. Go and watch it. Trust me, you will be loving. If you love suspense and horror, this is one of the this is a movie that I would highly recommend. And so for this week, that's all I have for you guys. You guys have a wonderful week.